What is the most common reason that PIL gets rejected?
There are a lot of reasons, but majority, I would say, majorly the PILs are rejected when the objective behind is found to be not genuine, where the person filing it has not done proper research. Maybe he sought for an objective, like I'll tell you in one of the cases, and I'll refer to that case. Say, for example, the Juhi Chawla case he mentioned, and I'm sure, have you all heard of the Juhi Chawla case? So, Juhi Chawla, through this case, demanded that a research should be done on the possible impact of radiation from the 5G waves on human beings and other living organisms as well. Now, the bench observed that the lawsuit has no concrete basis under which it was filed, and it was filed with unnecessary, scandalous and vexatious arguments, because during the arguments, things came out at the stage of admission. So what she should have done, Juhi Chawla, at that stage, she should have written first to the government. You have a problem in PIL, it's normally pertaining against the government because they are supposed to take care of your issues. And she should have written to the government about the issue, but she never did that. Straight away she comes to the court to file a PIL. So if the government would not have given the relief, of course you have the court as a remedy by way of a PIL. But you need to make your own efforts first. So during the arguments, she clarified finally that, and I'm sure you would all have read that her fight was not, the PIL was not against the 5G technology. So she changed her stance there during the arguments, and she said that she only wanted the government and the governing authorities that they should certify that 5G technology is safe for humankind. But have you written to the government first to give such kind of a certification? Let the government decide whether the certification is required, not required, or they let them refuse it, and then you come to the PIL. But straight away coming to the PIL without making any efforts, without doing your homework first, of course the courts will reject. And you know how much cost while dispersing 20 lakhs, which was later reduced to 2 lakhs. But initially, yes, it was 20 lakhs.
There were some very strange reliefs also claimed. Overall, very strange.
Overall, very strange. Court fees was also not put. So if you're claiming a certain relief, about 2 crores in this case, so then you have to pay the court fees. The court fees was also not deposited. But those are the kind of issues. There are some more examples. And when I was saying about the proper research and not studying the law first. So PIL was filed in the Supreme Court. And that PIL was on that there should be a policy on Vande Mataram. Have you heard of this, sir? Very interesting PILs have been filed.
There were PILs filed that somebody should afford me the president of India and remove the cut.
Remove the cut? No.
This is actually...
So now tell me, where do you see the subjective assessment of the court? Like, you are the judge, will you be able to assess this kind of a case? Right. So in this policy for Vande Mataram PIL, this person in the PIL took the plea that the government should issue separate guidelines for our national songs. Okay, Vande Mataram. Then the court said, listen, there is no concept of a national song in law. The court, in fact, held, and I'll quote the judges who said this, and it's a reported judgment, you all can see it. It said that we do not intend to enter into any debate as far as the national song is concerned. We had clearly noted Article 51A, Sub-Article A of the Constitution, which is the fundamental duties. It does not refer to the national song. It only refers to the national flag and the national anthem. So you can only come to the court with respect to something which is within law. You can't ask for something which is beyond the law. Courts are not to create a new law. It is the parliament, the legislature, which is to do that. There are a lot of examples on the PILs which were finally dismissed by the court. And another very interesting one was burning of effigies of Ravana on Dashera. We filed a PIL against that also. So it was some UP-based journalist. And what this gentleman did, he was a social activist. And he argued that every year a huge amount of money is wasted on the burning of effigies. So he added that the burning of Ravana's effigy has not been mentioned in any religious or mythological book. So why are we burning it? He had done his research, he was a journalist. And the judge said, you've done your research very well on the mythological books and religious books. But have you read the Constitution? Article 25 of the Constitution says that everyone has a right to practice his or her religion in the manner they want. So that is why it was dismissed, and they said we have no jurisdiction to go in what is good or bad. Okay, it's your philosophy whether it is good or bad. We go into what is legal and what is illegal. What do you feel is good for you or for your faith? Do it, and let others do what is good for their faith. So those are, a lot of these examples. So do your research properly, have a genuine cause behind filing of the PIL, and after that you prepare it, and definitely you'll get your release.
This story just reminded me of a case where I actually helped a very old scientist. So he wanted to file a PIL and he got a relief also. Basically, his argument was that there are so many after religious events, you are immersing the idols into the water in Ganga, in other rivers also. Right? Because of this, there is a very extreme level of pollution for the next few days, which causes so many animals to die, which causes, and this doesn't, chemicals you are mixing. Yes, in the earlier times, we did not use such chemicals to create idols also. They would have been created with some very basic material, which is anyway, environment friendly. Today, God knows what they use, what colors and what chemicals. So they are putting it into the water in very high volume and completely destroying he got a relief. But this is something I would like you to address also today. He was not able to enter. What said to governments that you have to implement this. Okay, 1.5 years he struggled to get the governments to implement the order, and nothing moves. One Tripura government came up with some solution. Other governments said, yeah, we're doing it, but they actually don't do anything. So maybe towards the end you can address this also, that what happens after you got a verdict also. Yeah, it can be very difficult to get it enforced because it's the government.
It's the government, yes. So that problem remains. Of course, you can get an order in PIL, but if the government or any authority does not take action despite the order of the court, you are always eligible to go back to the court, either in form of contempt or an execution, and get it done. So courts do take note of it, especially in a PIL. The court can call the officers in the court and take it up why they have not complied with the order. So it's not that all the time this happens, but it is also depends on the person filing the PIL. Has he gone back to the court and pursued it? So that end of the day, the person filing the PIL his work does not end in just getting the relief. His work continues till the time the action takes place. So a lot of interesting issues. PIL is a wonderful concept. It's a great power in the hands of the citizens of India. And I think everybody should be encouraged to do this.